If your team rarely disagrees, why is innovation so hard to come by? If harmony is so valuable, why do many harmonious teams struggle with breakthrough thinking? And why do companies that consistently avoid conflict often find it difficult to adapt and grow? Welcome back to Deliberate Leaders. I am Allison Dunn, and today I'm going to tell you why your obsession with keeping everyone happy is keeping everyone average. I was working with a leadership team that prided itself on collaboration. No raised voices, no disagreements. Every meeting ended with consensus. The CEO loved to say, "We're like family here. We never fight." But their business was slowly dying. Competitors were outpacing them, innovation had stalled, and their best ideas were coming from outside consultants, not their own team. When I observed their meetings, I discovered something disturbing. People weren't sharing their real thoughts. They were sharing their safe thoughts. The team wasn't collaborating. They were performing collaboration. That's when I realized the uncomfortable truth. Harmony isn't helping your team. It's hurting them. Here's the problem. We've been taught that good teams don't fight, that conflict is destructive, that keeping everyone comfortable is good leadership. But comfort is the enemy of growth. Think about every breakthrough in your career. Did it come from a peaceful conversation where everyone agreed? Or did it come from tension, challenge, and someone pushing back on the status quo? Innovation requires friction. Growth requires discomfort. Excellence requires people willing to say what others won't. But here's where most leaders get it wrong. They think there are only two options: toxic conflict or fake harmony. But there's a third option that changes everything: productive conflict. Productive conflict isn't about creating drama, it's about creating the right kind of tension that drives better thinking and better results. The difference between toxic conflict and productive conflict comes down to three things: focus, intent, and structure. Toxic conflict focuses on people. Productive conflict focuses on ideas. Toxic conflict is about winning. Productive conflict is about improving. Toxic conflict happens randomly. Productive conflict happens by design. Here are 3 strategies to create productive conflict. Strategy 1, the devil's advocate protocol. Before making any major decision, assign someone to argue the opposite position. Not to be negative, but to stress test your thinking. Make it their job to find holes, challenge assumptions, and present alternatives. Strategy 2, the constructive dissent framework. When someone disagrees, don't shut it down. Lean into it. Ask, what are you seeing that we're missing? What would have to be true for your concern to be valid? How would you approach this differently? Strategy 3, the tension invitation. Instead of avoiding difficult conversations, actively create them. Ask questions like, what's the biggest risk no one is talking about? What would we do if we had half the budget? Who here thinks this plan won't work? I worked with a product development team that had been stuck on the same project for 8 months. Every meeting was polite, supportive, and unproductive. Everyone agreed the project was moving forward nicely. We introduced productive conflict. I assigned rotating devil's advocate roles and required team members to present alternative approaches to key decisions. The first meeting was uncomfortable. People weren't used to challenging each other. But something amazing happened. Within 3 weeks, they identified a fundamental flaw in their approach that had been hidden by all that artificial harmony. They pivoted the entire project and launched 6 weeks later to massive success. The conflict didn't hurt the team. It saved the project. Here's what productive conflict actually creates: better decisions, stronger solutions, deeper trust, and real innovation. When people can disagree openly and constructively, they stop hiding their real thoughts. When teams can challenge each other's ideas, they stop settling for the first option that sounds reasonable. Here's your challenge. In your next team meeting, try the tension invitation. Ask one question designed to surface disagreement or challenge conventional thinking. Then resist the urge to smooth things over quickly. Let the productive tension do its work. Remember, if everyone in the room agrees, someone isn't thinking. If no one ever disagrees, no one is really engaged. Stop protecting your team from conflict. Start protecting them from mediocrity. The most innovative teams aren't the most harmonious teams. They're the teams brave enough to fight for better ideas. That's a wrap for today's episode of Deliberate Leaders. Great leaders don't avoid conflict. They create the right kind of conflict. Until next time, keep thinking boldly, leading deliberately, and embracing productive tension.